Okay, now we're on the second page and we're checking our solution for substitution. So we have equation 1 and equation 2. For equation 2, we're going to put this in slope-intercept form by dividing everything by 3. So it leaves me with y equals 3x minus 4. So we're going to substitute y into this part of the equation for equation 1. So we have 3x minus, and inside parentheses, we're going to put 3x minus 4, since that's the value of y. That equals 4. So we have to distribute this negative to both of them, because it's like a negative 1 in front. Even though you can't see it, it's like a negative 1. You're going to multiply 3x minus 1 times 3x minus 1, minus 1 times a negative 4 equals 4. That gives me 3x minus 3x plus 4 equals 4. This cancel, and I get 4 equals 4. Okay. I know that this will be a no solution because if I change equation 1 in slope-intercept form, I'm going to write it here, 3x minus y equals 4. If I subtract 3x from both sides, I'm going to leave me with negative y equals negative 3x plus 4, dividing everything by negative 1. And I'm left with y equals 3x minus 4. So if I compare this equation with our first equation, they are identical. This is equation 2. This is equation 1. Okay? Because they're identical, my solution is infinitely many solutions. Number 5. And you really can't check it, but you could and set y to the other side, and you have 3x minus 4 will equal what y equals, which is 3x minus 4. Okay, so you have the same thing on both sides, so that's infinite solutions. Let's look at the second one, number 5. Number 5, we want to put this in slope-intercept form and solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 2x from each side. Now subtract 2x, I'm left with negative 3y equals negative 2x minus 27. Divide everything by negative 3. And that gives me y equals 2/3 x plus 9. Now I want to substitute y into this original equation. So that gives me negative 4x plus 3 times the quantity, 2/3 x plus 9. Equals 30. When I multiply this and distribute, I get 6x over 3 plus 27 equals 30. It gives me a negative 4x plus 2x plus 27, and I'm going to subtract 27 from both sides. When I combine like terms, they give me negative 2x. This cancels, it equals 3. Divide both sides by negative 2. X equals negative 3/2. Now I'm going to plug in this x back into the original equation. So negative 4 times x plus 3y equals 30. When I multiply, that gives me 12 over 2 plus 3y equals 30. This is 6. So 6 plus 3y equals 30. Subtracting 6 from both sides. It gives me 3y equals 24. Therefore, y equals 8. So I can substitute this into the equation to check. My solution is negative 3/2 and 8. So I can plug both of these into the same equation to check it. Negative 4 times negative 3/2 plus 3 times 8. And see if that equals 30. Multiply negative 4 times a negative 3. That gives you a positive 12 over 2 plus 24 equals 30. That gives you 6 plus 24 equals 30. And that checks correct. The second equation, I don't have enough room, but I'm going to do it at the top of this paper. And I'm checking this equation, 2x minus 3y. So I'm going to do 2 times x, which was negative 3/2, minus 3 times 8. You see if that gives me a negative 27. This gives me a negative 6 divided by 2 minus 24 equals negative 27. So negative 3 minus 24 does equal negative 27. So the second equation checks correct. Okay. Number 6. Number 6, we already have the variable x, so I'm going to substitute this equation where x is, this entire thing. Okay. So negative 2 times where x is, which is 5/2 y, minus 3, plus 5y equals 22. We're going to distribute this negative 2 to both terms. So it gives me negative 10 over 2y plus 6 plus 5y equals 22. This gives me negative 5y. And I'm just going to bring the plus 5y next to it because they're like terms. This cancel, and I'm left with 6 equals 22. That looks like a no solution. Okay. So this is a no solution. Because it gives me a false statement. All right. Now the bottom says use your knowledge of substitution to answer the following question. Fish and Fins sells clownfish and angelfish. The clownfish costs $1.50 each, and the angelfish costs $2. Fish and Fins sold a total of 46 fish and made $260. Let X represent the number of clownfish, and let Y represent the number of angelfish sold. Find the number each fish was sold. Okay, so we're going to put this first equation in slope-intercept form, which you subtract x from both sides. You'll be left with y equals negative x plus 156. And now we're going to substitute y into the second equation. 1 5/10 x plus 2 times negative x plus 156 equals 260. This gives me 1 5/10 x plus, I'm going to use distributive property. So it gives me negative 2x plus 312 equals 260. When I combine like terms, this gives me negative half plus 312 And I'm going to subtract 312 from both sides. This cancels and I'm left with negative 5/10 x equals, when I subtract that, that gives me a negative 52. And divide both sides by half. So a negative divided by negative is a positive, and half. You got to divide 152 by 1/2. So when I divide by half, it's basically like multiplying by the reciprocal. So x equals a positive 104. So now that x equals 104, I can find the value of y by using this same equation. So y equals negative 104 plus 156. Unlike signs, you subtract, so y equals 52. And if I substitute this into my equation, the first equation, x is 52. 52 plus 104 does equal 156. That checks correct. The second equation, you have 1 and 5/10 times x, which is 104, plus 2 times y, which is 52. Do they equal 260? 104 times 1.5 is 156. 156 and 2 times 52 is 104. And together that does equal 260. So the second equation also checks correct. So to answer the question, since x represents clownfish, we say 104 clownfish were sold. And y equals angelfish. So 52 angelfish were sold. All right, number 8. It says use the system shown on the graph to answer A through C. Write the system of equation. Using the substitution method, find the solution to the system. Okay, first of all, you have to look here. I have my y-intercept is 3. And my slope is a rise of 1. And a run of negative 2. So for this line, my slope is negative 1/2. So the first equation is y equals m x plus 3. My second equation, my y-intercept is negative 6, so that's 0, negative 6. And my slope is a rise of 1, a run of 2. So this gives me y equals 1/2 x minus 6. So it says use the substitution method to find the system. So we're going to substitute first equation, which is negative, or which is positive 1/2 x minus 6. And we'll set that equal to 1/2 x plus 3. So we're going to add 1/2 x to both sides. And we're going to add 6 to both sides. So we have our variables on one side and our constants on the other. So a 1/2 x plus a 1/2 x is a whole x, which is 1x, equals 9. Therefore, x equals 9. Now that I have the value of 9, I can plug it right back into the original equation, which is y equals 1/2 times 9 minus 6. Half of 9 is 4.5. or 4.5 minus 6. Therefore, y equals negative 1.5. Explain when it's advantageous to use substitution method rather than graphing to find the solution to a system of equation. I'm going to ask you to explain that on your own, and you'll be turning this in for a grade. Letter C. Okay, this is your homework. You're going to go ahead and finish the homework, and it is due on tomorrow.